As we come into the masculine ranges, good. As we make our presence known, as we offer support, presence, witnessing into the field lights. Starting to clear through the base of the brain, just allowing through the throat, this clearing through the top of the heart. Again, just making our presence known into these masculine ranges of the field. Standing as guidance through the light. We see you, we feel you, we honor your experience. And yet, no longer dwelling within these experiences, calling you forth. So we validate the truth of your light within the experience. So coming into this tone through the solar plexus, the truth of what you have always known and felt to be true, the truth you have been in many respects required to bury in order to survive, in order to not lose your mind. Clearing through the solar plexus. Just opening into the ranges through the feminine ranges, the feminine tone, wherever the energies still want to go back to sleep, do not want to see clearly, are unable to face this level of distortion. Where she wants to turn and run back inside, to hide under the covers, to sit with what is comfortable, what is known, and where she does not trust fully in her own field, where she will not take up fully into her own range, looking external. Clearing through the base of the brain. Good. Feeling this presence fully through the field. And clearing through the temples of the mind, and into the feminine base here. Okay. So the voices of dissent, the voices of torture, the voices of fear, that something will happen, something will occur, these unseen consequences. Okay, the unimaginable, consequences. Let's come into this range through the mind, please, through the mental field. Deep into the base of the left side of the brain, and here within the solar plexus. This phantom tone, this watcher tone, this it's a reverse guardian tone. Something will get you if you don't fall in line. Something will get you if you don't comply. Something will get you if you go off on your own. Something will get you if you listen to your own voice, which keeps you locked out of communing fully with the voice of your light through the divine feminine heart range. This headmistress, this incredibly strict voice within the field, where she is torturing and tormenting into the masculine heart. The fear of the feminine, this translates into a distorted fear, but it's a true fear nonetheless, where the mind confuses through the masculine ranges feminine energy with this dark mother, this demonic, again, like this headmistress tone, expecting compliance, and wherever the light field feels it is disobeying and actually doing something evil to split from this tone, and this is really the issue here, it seems, at the core, is that splitting from this tone feels like separating from the self, separating from the light, and yet it's not. It's a false light. It's a phantom tone here. So let's come into the feet, clearing through the legs, wherever the field cannot feel its own legs, where it has forgotten its own base foundation, where it has been pulling into this distorted mother range. Okay, let's come into the heart. This capture zone it's through the feminine range, but it affects into the masculine heart. And we will call it, because it does have this cone shape, but it's a cone, like the cone of shame. It brings great shame to the field, and then the field is then entrapped in this shame. It's a self kind of deprecating tone, then, is what it becomes. So then you start to take on these voices in your own head and apply this to your own field. Much as we find ourselves even speaking as our parents, right? I sound like my mother, I sound like my father. It's this same quality now. We've taken it on into our own field. Good. So let's clear through the ears. Let's clear through the vocal range, through the vocal tones within the field. The haunted voice of compliance with distortion. Not even being able to recognize this is not our true nature. Again, the mechanics of all this is within the feminine range, but it affects the masculine expression. So, pain and fear, yes, but also this grief and sadness. And then where the masculine and feminine cannot connect properly, as if they are in different levels. Split. Good. Bringing in source light here into the base of the heart. Reuniting, reconnecting, reestablishing. Let's start to bring in the Divine Mother tone through the root and through the crown, through the back of the field. And bringing in the amethyst tones through the sides, through the outer ranges, through these channels, right along the spinal column here. Good. Bringing this into the brainstem. Opening through the biology. Clearing and releasing the tension. Releasing the endorphins. Coming into the brain, stimulating the neurotransmitters. Good. So let's come into the actual physical brain, the left side of this brain. Start to remove these dark shadows, memories, traumas, these parasitic tones that are growing within the field, that are supporting a system that is not your own, where you have not been able to identify this as something that is outside of you, that is external to you and not actually who you are. Clearing through the top of the heart and through the base of the right side of the brain now. Okay, where the field almost feels like it's going to overload to even accept any of this light into the heart now. So just calming, toning. Feels like, oh my gosh, such an imbalance now. It's, kind of when you go to get an adjustment, and if you've always felt unbalanced, you don't really know the difference until you get adjusted into this correct alignment, and then it feels awkward. And this is what the field is experiencing here. Okay, so just resting in this tone, in this moment, and allowing the hemispheres of the brain also to balance out. Where the left range of this brain has been asleep. Has almost as if it's been along for the ride, not really in the driver's seat here. So just allowing the field to harmonize, rebalancing, leveling. Good. Dayano koya takana ki chato koya na ki chatakai. Diana kashoshi. Good. Toko shoshi shatakai. As it is so.